Hey y'all, it's Christy Cook from Teadoddles. Welcome to episode number 37 of Teadoddles Talks. Like I haven't done one of these in forever. But, you know, with Vlogmas and everything else, it's been a while. So first I would like to say welcome new subscribers. Welcome back subscribers. I'm happy to have you here with me and my maker shenanigans. I do consider this a maker podcast. I like to do the sewing stuff. I like to do the yarny stuff. And I like to do the DIY stuff. I just like to make stuff. So if that's your thing, or if even if only one of these is your thing, you're welcome to join in all the fun. It is a brand new year, 2020, also a brand new decade. So quite interesting. Can't believe it's the year 2020. That just seems odd to say, but it is. I'm going to try as much to stick to my usual format for this, for those who are just joining in and joined in during Vlogmas. Typically I do kind of life update kind of stuff first, and then I do a Yarny Goodness section, and then I do a Fabric Obsessed section, and at the very end I do DIY and thrifty fun if I have anything to put in there, which hopefully I'll have more to put in there this coming year than I have last year. I didn't do as much of the DIY stuff, but I do enjoy it because I love thrifting and turning things into other things. So yeah, let's hope that this year brings more of that. Today I have me some coffee in my Hit Me With Your Best Pot mug. This is Sumatra coffee from Starbucks. I found some on clearance, some pods, and I grabbed it up. It's a very dark roast coffee, which I quite enjoy. My dog is over here wallowing in the floor. Yeah. And I just have some heavy cream and a little sugar in it. I bought a new creamer to try. It's half almond milk and half coconut milk. It's vanilla. I had that with my first cup today. It's okay. I had to add just a little bit more sugar to it. I don't usually have my coffee super sweet, but it was like, didn't seem like I had much sugar in it at all. But it's okay. I enjoyed it until it got cold, which typically my coffee gets cold because I'm doing stuff, and I'll drink it anyway. But that usually doesn't bother me, although I've noticed the past year or so that I'm not enjoying the cold coffee as much, unless it's summertime and I want it to be cold. So I have my sweatshirt on today, my But First Coffee sweatshirt. Had some rain come through yesterday, and it cooled things down again. Seems to be a trend this winter. I'm saying winter here because hasn't been much cold weather here. We did go from, it was about 75. Well, no, I think it got to 60 something yesterday. And the day before it was 75 and storms. And then I think it's in the 50s today. And maybe it's supposed to get to the low 60s. I don't know. It's kind of windy out there too, which makes it feel colder. So I'm feeling chilly. Just feeling chilly. So I got my sweatshirt on. So I've been spending the past week cleaning and organizing. I still have some things to do. It was quite a mess in my house and in my maker space from this past year. I feel like I was just hanging on by a thread. My Etsy shop kind of took off more than I expected. And it was hard to keep up with. I will have to admit, I have some plans in place to hopefully stay ahead of that so that I don't spend every weekend sewing. I do enjoy sewing, and I do enjoy sewing shop Let's try that again. I do enjoy sewing for the shop, the bags for the shop, but I want to sew other things as well, and sometimes I want to do other things besides sew. so I don't want to be doing that every weekend. School does start back Monday. For those that are new and don't know, I am a drafting instructor with the local college. Drafting is what I did for a profession for about 15 years. There was some overlap there with that and the teaching. Now I just teach the drafting. I have I go to a town. It's about 45 minutes from me in the mornings for a class at the main college, and then they have a branch here in the town I live in. But I teach at the high school in the afternoons with something called the Move On When Ready program. They get college credit while they're in high school. So the high school is starting back Monday, and that's my afternoon class. So I only have an afternoon class most of this week. Thursday, the college starts back. So that's my only day that I have morning class. So that's kind of strange. I don't know why they chose to start back on a Thursday, but that means I still have a little bit of time off, just partial teaching. So I'm hoping to get everything completely caught up before I get back to my full schedule. Yeah. So anyway, that's what I've been cleaning and organizing. Just trying to get things straightened back up and get things ready so I can have a more productive new year and be ready for all the fun things happening. Hold on just a second. Okay. So let's see what is happening this year. I just released the first post on the Maker Stash Down, which is on my blog. I forgot to say about that. Just look for Teadoddles if you're looking for me somewhere. If I'm there, that's what I'll be under. Tweet Teadoddles. Teadoddles. On social media and stuff. I have a Etsy shop. I have a blog, a website, and I have all that stuff. So anyway, Maker Stash Down, which will, I did make the first post on New Year's Day. From now on, the updates will be the last Friday of the month. I'm going to try my best to post regularly on Fridays in the Facebook group, Teadoddles Makers, which is where you can post your pictures and your things for this challenge. It is Maker Stash Down. Last year I did a Maker Finish Along, which I failed miserably at myself. It was supposed to be to help me get through all the UFOs or unfinished objects that I have floating around. Did not happen, but that's due to the Etsy shop stuff going on. So I thought this year I would do Maker Stash Down, which means like stashes of fabric, stashes of yarn, stashes of DIY supplies, stashes of whatever maker supplies you have. You can participate in this challenge. I am doing it as a goal-based challenge this year, whereas I'm not issuing challenges each month like I did last year. Last year I issued challenges for the month, and then you were supposed to post, like if you finished UFOs or something like that, to be entered to win the $20 Amazon gift card that I give away each month. This year I'm doing it as a goal-based challenge, which means I shared some goals of mine for the month in my blog post, and I'm gonna also share them on my Facebook page. I have yet to do that, or my Facebook group. And so to enter for that, you would share what your goals are for the month, and then at the end of the month, share your progress on the goals. It's not designed to make anybody feel like their goals are not big enough or are too small. Your goals are your goals. It's designed to help us cheer each other on in our goals, and hopefully get more making done this year, and to work from our stashes as much as possible. Now, I realize the reason I didn't make it completely about working from your stash, I know some people don't have stashes like I do. Some people are just getting started, or maybe they don't purchase things and collect them quite the same as I do. I know some people only purchase what they need for a project, and that's fine. It's about, like I said, stash down. You work from your stash. If your stash is small, that's fine too. You may have other goals for the year. You can still participate in this. Just post your goals and post your progress for your goals, and then you'll be entered to win each month. So all those links will be down below, so go ahead and check that out. Also want to say that this is going to be longer than my other videos typically are, which my other videos over Vlogmas got a little long sometimes, but this is typically an hour long or better, just so y'all know, than for my new viewers. So this is the longer post of the week typically for me. Just be prepared for that. Now, oh, and I also forgot to say, goodness, y'all, I spent so much time writing down stuff and preparing for this, and I had to stop and just get it done, because I was supposed to do this yesterday. It said it would come out on Saturday. I'm trying my best to get it out on Saturdays, because I'd rather have it on Saturdays. But let's see, this Saturday I had family coming in that I wanted to see. I had, what else was it that I had an appointment with some people to meet about a t-shirt quilt that I'm doing, and then I had to go to the grocery store. So I didn't get home till after 8 o'clock yesterday evening, and I was not going to do a podcast. So that is why it's happening today, and I'm going to try to get this up as early as possible, so I can link it in my newsletter that goes out today as well. So, all right, now let's move on. Finally, what else is happening this year? We also have the Happy Scrappy Yarn Challenge, which I'm co-hosting with Crochet Creations by Christy. The first post for that on the blog goes up on the 9th. I will also have a video here on my channel that day, and in the Facebook group that we created. So that link will also be down below. There are prizes to be had every month. I will be doing the first month challenge, and Christy will do the next month, and we'll go back and forth like that. And whoever is in charge of the challenge for the month will be showing you the prize, okay, for the month. And that one is a yarn-based challenge. Now, it is not based upon just crochet or anything like that. You can be part of that challenge if you crochet, knit, loom knit, weaving, whatever you do with yarn, you can participate in that. Now, it is designed to help you bust through all your yarn scraps, as well as those kind of one skeins that you may have laying around that's like you bought it because you really liked it and you only just got one to try, and then now you're like, what do I do with this? As a yarn lover, I understand. So yeah, that's what this is designed to do, to help you bust through those scraps and give you some project ideas as to what to do with all those scraps. I do keep all my scraps, y'all. I keep them all. I mean, it's kind of ridiculous a little bit. Even with the fabric, I have a hard time throwing away anything because I know I can use it for something. And so for this challenge, it's about the yarn scraps and using that. So if that's interesting to you, you can go down there to the Facebook group and request to join. And I would ask that you please accept the group rules. Occasionally I see somebody who has. I try to look at people and see if I put a question on there. If you were invited to the group, you didn't have to do that. I put a question in there about what yarn chicken is. It's quite interesting to see some of the answers to that. But if I can see that you are a member of other crochet groups, even if you don't answer that question, I usually will go ahead and accept your request. But I would appreciate it if you would please answer the question to your best of your ability, and please accept the group rules. Only because it's not to make anybody feel like, oh, it's rules. It's, it's just basic stuff like be nice to each other, that kind of thing. Stuff you learned in kindergarten. Be nice to each other, respect each other's work. Please only post things related to the yarn challenge. That's what the group's for. So, yeah, just if you go sign up, I don't know how it lets you know that. I thought it would just pop up. Like most of the time when I go to a group, if they have questions, it comes up and you answer it. I don't know what it does about accepting the group rules, if it has a thing to click or something. I don't know. So just try to do that, please. Thank you. What else? There's lots of fun stuff that'll be going on. I'll be doing Tutorial Tuesday. This Tuesday will actually be, this is how that's going to work on Tutorial Tuesday. The first Tuesday of the month will be preview for that month's mini maker bag of the month club. It'll be like showing you what's coming. So I'll have a big disclaimer that says spoiler alert. So if you don't want to see what's coming in the club for the month, don't watch that video. Okay, if you've signed up for it. I do have 2 spots available still. Okay, I added technically 4 more spots. 2 have already been taken. So there are 2 spots left. They are up in my Etsy shop. So that will be all that I'm taking. That's 24 spots. So when the next month rolls around, if anybody drops out or something, you could possibly get in then. I have had some people tell me that they plan on sticking around for the whole year, because if you do all 12 months, you do get the extra bag at the end. So what I'll probably do is for people who, if somebody drops out and they decided not to do it for the whole year, if you join in later, you'll have the option to add on the bag, I guess. I couldn't give it to you like I can the people who sign up for the whole year, right? That wouldn't be fair to those people. So I'll have to have an option to, if you want to get it at the end of the year, you could, like maybe, I don't know. I'll have to work that out. I don't know. But, and I'm supposed to have already shown that bag, what the extra bag will be. I haven't made it yet. So, in Tuesday's video, I should have all that ready. Okay. To show. So once a month on Tutorial Tuesday, the first Tuesday of the month, that's what the video will be. And then after that, I have some requests for other videos, which I'll talk about in just a little bit. So then Thursday's videos will be reviews or clubs, like if I get new clubs and stuff and I want to talk about them more, or just reviews and stuff like that. And the first Thursday of the month will be about the Happy Scrappy Yarn Challenge. Okay. Now, in the shop, I talked about the Mini Maker Bag Club. Like I said, I have 2 spots left. I have an update coming on the 15th. I'm going to try to do 2 updates a month, but we'll see how much I get done in the first update. Like I said, I'm trying not to have to sew every weekend, so we'll see how that goes. This update is going to be me using up some scraps and maybe some random bags that didn't get finished for whatever reason, that I'll be popping in there, okay? Yeah. Unless they're themed bags, I will probably hold those off until that season rolls around again. So, okay, and I also wanted to talk about, my son opened a Teespring shop, which Teespring is like you can design something and have it printed on stuff like t-shirts and mugs and stickers and things like that, phone cases. So my son is going to school for game art design, video game art design. So he's going to an art school, and he's got like a year and a half left. But most of the things he has in the shop right now are banana themed. You'll notice a banana theme. His moniker online is Banana Bagel, and bagel is misspelled because he made that when he was 13 and he has kept with it. So he's now 20, so he just kept it. I really like his designs, and I know I'm his mother, but I think he did a great job on them. So I'll put a link down to his shop down below so you can go check it out. If you want to have a mug coming, I ordered with one of his designs on it, so I can show it to y'all. So when it comes in, I'll be sharing that with y'all. So yeah, go check him out. He does kind of more modern style, and what did he call that? I don't know. He likes the bright colors, and I think he had like a retro style is what he called it to some of his designs. I don't know. Just go check it out. See what you think. And if you see something you like, feel free to purchase it. You know, that's Teespring works a little differently than most places. They have a set price for each product, and then you decide how much over that price you want to make. So it's not something he designs it and selects the products to put it on, and then when you purchase from Teespring, they send you the product. So then he gets whatever he set is the amount over that, you know. And just be wary that their shipping is weird because it's a per product thing, which is something he doesn't like, but that's where he decided to start out. So okay, now one more thing in this little part, and then we're going to go on to Yarny Goodness. I've decided to join in with the Home Storage Solution 101 52-week organized house challenge. Now, I've done this in the past, and what it is you get, it's free. I'll have a link down below. You get a year worth of calendars with daily little things to do to help organize your whole house. Because there's always stuff on there that I don't have to organize, like a garage. I don't have a garage. And I just use those weeks or whatever, however long that part of the challenge lasts, to do other things. So I quite enjoy it because it just gives you a little bit of an area to focus on each day or week. Sometimes I have to do them all on the weekend or something like that. And it really helps get the whole house organized over a year and not feel quite so overwhelming. So I just wanted to recommend that to y'all, so y'all can click that link down below and see if you like it. I've enjoyed doing it before in the past, and I really needed to sign up again for it this year. So I think that is it for this segment. So let's move on, shall we? Okay, time for Yarny Goodness. Had a little pause in between these segments because I had to take my dog out. Part of the reason my nose is red now. But I thought she would get back in there and that, but she decided to loaf beneath me. So if you hear snoring, that's what it is. Okay. Let's get into it. So Yarny Goodness, because I'm doing the stash down this year, I am trying, I'm not banning myself from purchasing things. I feel like when I put a ban on myself, I don't like people telling me what to do, and I really don't like myself telling me what to do, apparently, because it always backfires on me. So what I'm doing is just trying to work for my stash, look up all those fun patterns I have, improve upon my knitting, because I learned to knit at the beginning of last year. Finish all the whips in the bags. I was going to bring all the whip bags in here to show y'all, but I decided against that. I didn't want it to overwhelm myself as well. I have goals for this month. I'm going to focus on those. Anything beyond that is awesome. This month is for organization, so I can get everything situated that I want to get situated. And then I have some other projects in various crafting formats that I'll be focusing on for the month to finish. There are a couple of smaller things I'll be working on this month. There's some I can't show you currently because they are for the challenge. But one of the things I'm focusing on finishing this month is my knitted sweater. I started this. I thought I started it at the beginning of last year, but actually it was April when I look back through my photos. So I have one half of my sweater knitted here. This was my first sweater knit alone, put on by Marley Bird. I thought, oh, that's great. I want to do that. So yeah, I'm pretty proud of myself. I made some mistakes down here at the bottom. You'll see where some of my pearls are on the wrong side on that end. But I left them. It is my first one. This is a Red Heart Huga Charm. And I think it's called Fire or something like that. But I really love this color. So I have this whole side finished. It's been finished for quite some time. Now, this is one of my maker bags, my drawstring maker bags. Why didn't I put this in the shop? Oh, because I got my ends for the drawstrings. They got crossed over in there, and rather than taking it out and fix it, I just decided to keep it. I only had one in this fabric. It's got this fun fabric on the inside. And I wanted to show y'all, for people who don't know, I have pockets along the whole side of my bags, and I have my knitting needle stuck in one of those pockets, which is about the right size for a crochet hook or some knitting needles or pencils or pens, you know, those kind of things. So I was very excited yesterday because I thought, not yesterday, Friday evening, I thought, oh, maybe I'll finish this side because I was counting down stitches, but I've actually, I put the markers in. This is where you mark for where the sleeves go. So this is what I have done on the second side. I still have 36 rows to go before I get to that banding at the top, and then I have the banding. So I still have a little bit to do, but my aim is to put in at least 4 rows a day on this. Knitting is much slower for me. I feel I have improved upon my speed since I've been doing this, since I figured out how to finally do it and get my crochet hands to want to do it. So, and plus it, I feel like it makes my fingers hurt more, but I think it's because I haven't been knitting as long as I've been crocheting. So that might be it too. I don't know, but I'm super excited to do this. Once I finish this side, then I got 2 sleeves to do. So my goal is to finish this before the end of the month. So that is my only yarn project that I'm putting as a goal for this month, because I'm doing all the organizing too. I have some other things I'm working on crochet wise in between, but that's kind of if I finish it before the end of the month, that'll be awesome, but I'm not putting it as a goal, if that makes any sense. This is something I want to be finished before the end of the month. And I may have to rethink that. 4 goes into 36, what, 9 times? Is that right? I think that's right. 9 days. That should be to the top part, and then the top part's just like 7 rows, maybe? I don't know. I'll probably do that all in one thing, though. So, we'll see how that goes, because once I get to the sleeves, it won't be as long of a row, so I feel like I could do more rows a day. So, that is my goal for this month for a project. Now, I will be updating my WIP list, and I was working on I have an Excel file that I use to keep up with my yarn stash. Now, I mentioned that in my Maker Smash Down post. I've had a few people ask me for a copy of that Excel file. What I'm planning on doing is a tutorial Tuesday showing y'all how to create it. I feel that's going to be the best way to do it. You can, because I have, I use Office 365, so I pay a monthly fee, so I can use all the programs, and they're always updated, which I feel is the best way to use it. Of course, you save money if you paid for 12 months in advance. Plus I get Office, I get like online stuff, and plus it gives me like 4 or 5, I can have 4 or 5 people on my account. So that was the other reason I went with that one instead of purchasing just a copy of it. So anyway, you can sell Excel charts and stuff that you've come up with. I'm not real sure how you do that, but what I decided to do is just to do like I said, a tutorial Tuesday on it. I will show you the categories that I have lined up, and it's a simple the formula for it, because I just count up yardage. Some people may want to do the weight. I think Carrie Penny does weight for her yarn. I do the yardage because when I look at a pattern, I typically look at the yardage for it, if I'm using the same yarn weight. Then I lost my train of thought. Y'all excuse me. Let me take another sip of coffee. Yeah, so I'll show you how I break down what I do to break down the categories, and it's just a simple addition of the sales is all I have to get my total. And you can decide what kind of total you want. And, I have a section. I kind of break it down like I have the brand, and then I have the type of yarn from that brand, because yarn brands typically have many different types. Like Line Brand has Mandala, or Mandala, and they have homespun, so that's what's in that category. And the next will be the color, and then I'll have a quantity. How many of these do I have? I'll have the yarn weight. What do I put next? The ounces and the grams, and then the yards and meters. I do put both in there, even though I typically don't go by the meters, but I just put them both in there if I have them. Some yarns only give you meters, so I have to convert it to yards since I go by the yardage. I think I go by the yardage because I go by yardage when I'm doing fabric as well, and that's what works for me. And then I have recommended hook and needle sizes, and then I put the care instructions in there. And then I have a section for project, as in if I have it designated for a project already. And then I have a section for notes, which is something I just added. The notes is for things like if I received it in a swap or as a gift from someone. If it's a club, I'll put, like it came from this month of this club, things like that. So yeah, that's the way I have it. And it's not completely updated, my list, but I wanted to give you an idea of how many yards of yarn I have. I've talked about this before. My goal is to substantially reduce the yardage this year. I'm not going to last year I said I was going to cut it in half. That did not happen. I doubled it. I went in reverse. So I just want to reduce it. We're going to see how much we can reduce it. I will have yarn coming in still during the month because I have yarn clubs. I don't plan on purchasing yarn unless I need it to finish a project. And when Hobby Lobby has their clearance sale, I'll be going to that again because it's the best one for me. That's the closest to me. So And if Lion Brand has some amazing deals like they've had this past year on stuff sometimes, I may partake in that. We'll see. But Lion Brand yarn tends to be one of my favorite name brand yarns, I guess is what you'd say. You know, of course, I like all yarns. I love them. I love all the yarns. Mostly. There's some yarns I found that are not fun, but most of them have the purpose. Anyway, so I was updating it last night. I added in the stuff I got from the swap from Christy and from a swap I did in her group before. And then, but I have some things that I need to adjust still, as in, I think there's a couple things I haven't added in that got tucked away before I added them in. And there's some things that have been given away and swapped that I need to do. But roughly, I have 180,000 yards of yarn. It's straight up ridiculous, y'all. But that's what I got going on. Yeah, and like I said, my goal is just to substantially reduce that this year by making stuff. I do like yarn. I know I've heard, I think Christy was saying, why would I not buy yarn? I like buying yarn. I'm not going to put myself on a ban. I understand. That's why I didn't put myself on a ban. I'm just trying to be more conscious of what I'm doing and not having squirrel syndrome where I say, ooh, look at that pretty yarn. I need it. So that's what I'm trying to do. With all of my stashes, right? And you know, you can see this is you've seen I reorganized my fabric a little bit. This is all, these are future bags for the year, mostly. This is like half yards. These are yards or better, and these are half yards, and these are, there's a few fat quarter stacks, charms. You can't, or can you see there's 10 by 10, and then on down you'll come into more pre-cuts and scraps. So this is mostly quilting cotton here. That's mainly it. Now on my other shelf, over there, you may have seen it on occasion in one of my videos. I think I showed it here recently, my Vlogmases. Why am I talking about fabric? This is the yarn section. I don't know. Let's not do that. I got confused for a minute. Anyway, well, you may see part of my yarn stash here. These are all hand-dyed stuff. Mostly, yeah. And they're random skeins that I've picked up through those clubs last year that I did, or just different things. Now, that is just a tiny portion of my yarn. I have a shelf across from me that has yarn on it. I have another shelf over here that has yarn. It's more like bins. I tried to keep stuff in those bins that are projects I'm currently working on or about to start on. I have a whole bin of mostly Southern Skeins yarn over there. My Knit Picks is over there too. And in the other room, my son's old room, there are boxes and boxes of yarn. So you can just see just a smidge of it right here. Like I said, 180,000 yards. All right. Now, I also have a Lion Brand order coming in. I ordered it end of the year because they had the 40% off, and they had some new yarns and some other yarns I still wanted to try out so I could do some reviews on them, like I did this past year. And then I noticed yesterday when I was looking that they have more new yarns in there. They had some interesting stuff in there. And I noticed at my Walmart, they have those giant, I want to make a blankie skeins of chenille type yarn. There's like $20. They're bigger than my head. Seeing them in person, because I had them on the website. I think they were $24.99 on the website. So they're $19.99 at Walmart. But yeah, that seems extreme. It doesn't make, I think it makes a baby blanket. I don't think it makes like or a lap blanket. I don't know. That seems a little extreme to me, but then there's the new yarns on Joann's, which I would love to try. I wish they were in the store so I could maybe touch them, but I will, when I get ready to, whenever Hobby Lobby has their clearance sale, I'll probably be looking at that again. So, what else in the Yarny Goodness? Oh, I got, this. I signed up during Black Friday for Happily Hooked magazine, which I've been part of before. I think I signed up. They had some kind of special going. I don't know if I signed up for a year or for a lifetime thing or something. I don't know. But you got all this free stuff when you signed up. So I'm going to show you in a minute. And it came in the mail yesterday or the day before. Anyway, because I signed up for it, I saw the payment go through, but I never could get access to the site. It wasn't recognizing my email. So I finally had to email them. And they said their automated system didn't pick it up right, and that these were back ordered, and they'd be sending it out soon. So I was like, okay, cool. So I finally got it. It's pretty neat. I got this big round tote. It's got pockets and this little mesh thing. It's got a hook on the bottom for some reason. It's got little slots that you could put hooks in. And it has, you can put yarn in it and crochet out of this. It has the holes. Actually you could reach down in there if you wanted to. It does have the zippered side, and I guess that that's for the strap, because it has a strap to connect to one of these top loops and then that bottom loop if you wanted to. So that's pretty cool. Squish it down. Then I got this one, which is also, let's see if I can poof it out, a zippered pouch thing. And it has little grommets in the top where you can pull yarn through as well. A little strap on the side. It's pretty spacious. Yeah. And I've been thinking about making something similar for the shop. What do y'all think? This is just a vinyl, no lining kind of thing. Well, it has a zipper on this side too. But I thought it might be neat to make a quilted version of this. I don't know though. You'll have to tell me what y'all think. So, then I also got this little pouch. Now these are something I definitely think would be great to make for the shop. Just a little flat zipper pouch, because this can hold hooks and things. And it came with a set of crochet hooks. Now, I thought these were going to be those plastic handled ones like I had gotten before. These are actually really decent hooks. They have the rubbery feel to them. And it's a pretty good set. It goes from 2 millimeters on up to, what's the biggest one? 6 millimeter hook. They don't have the like ABC on it, but yeah, I got a crochet hook set, and they have the longer looking shafts on them, similar to the Athena ones that I love. So that's pretty nice. I wasn't expecting them to be as nice of a quality as they are, so that was unexpected. And then I also got a pair of these scissors. I have a pair of these. As a matter of fact, I think I got these for free the last time I signed up for Happily Hooked, like just for a year or something. I don't know. And Happily Hooked is an online crochet magazine, just so you know. I have a pair of these that I keep beside my sewing machine for snipping threads, and I love them. So these are nice metal. They have very sharp blades. So I also got that. So that was part of their Black Friday deal, and I finally got all my free stuff in the mail. So that was exciting. I was happy to see pretty decent stuff. Like I said, I think I've seen this pattern of these container, like these bags, on Amazon or something. If I can find them, I'll send you a link. But they're just the vinyl basic kind of bags. So all right, so anything else to show y'all in Yarny Goodness? I think that's it. Let's just move along, shall we? Because this is going to be very long, y'all. It's going to be a long one. At least it has segments, and you can kind of pace yourself or something. I don't know. Time for Fabric Obsessed. Okay, y'all. This is all about fabric. Now it is appropriate to talk about my fabric shelves, which I already talked about them, so I'm not going to say anything about them again, but you saw this. You heard me talk about it before. And then I had started in on my shelf over here to the left of me. The very top row, I moved my larger yardages of fabrics are over here, and the ones I use for linings and stuff like that. I do have some bolts of things that are in the other room because they won't fit in here. Then the next shelf is all fat quarters, because there are some bundles here that I haven't opened that I know are for specific things. And then there's over there are fat quarters, which I kind of have divided by color to a certain extent. I have some that I kept together that I put off to one side. And then below that is all knits, really. Yeah, knit fabrics. And below that is more apparel fabrics, shirtings, and lightweight shears, and heavy duty fabrics like bottom weights, pants, stuff like that. And then on down we got some big scrap collection. I put them on little comic book board things, and not apparel, home interior fabrics, those kind of things, and utility fabrics. So I think someone asked me about my shelf, and I think I have answered it. I'm trying to keep up with comments better, but about the partitions in my shelf. The shelf I'm using is a metal shelf. It was an old library bookshelf. It had metal partitions built into it. I found it at a thrift store for $25, and it came home with me, and I repainted it, and it's now my fabric shelf, my main fabric shelf. I have two going on, and maybe stuff in the other room. You know, I don't know how many yards of fabric I have, so don't ask me that, because I don't keep up with it that way. The way I keep up with it is I put swatches on a paper. Hold on just a second. Sorry. I stepped on my dog's toe. She was right there. I couldn't get up. She's fine. She's fine. So this is kind of how I do my fabric. I cut a little swatch, and Fabric Mart fabrics always come with this great little sticker on it that tells you all about the fabric, so I put that in there with it. For those that don't, I will go back and look at my receipts and write down information from the website. So that's kind of how I have it right now. I've got to get this better organized. I have a whole box of these over there, obviously. And I only do this for apparel and interior fabrics. I do not do this for my quilting cottons, because a quilting cotton, you can use, you know, little stuff like this in quilts. So I don't want to be cutting off little corners. So I don't do that. I'll probably just be listing things. as best as I can in my little book that I keep up with it. Let's see. I might start an Excel chart. An Excel chart. What the heck? An Excel chart for it. Ooh, more coffee needed. Anywho, so that's about my fabric, in case you haven't heard it before. I did try to do a total bag count of the bags I made for the shop this year. I make a SKU number for all my bags, so I can keep up with them. But I need to update that Excel chart as well. So I counted up the SKU numbers in my picture file, and including the bags, all the bags I made for the Southern Skeins advent calendar. And I came to 246 bags, but I know that some of those bags were multiples. So, and plus I have a few special order bags that I think I forgot to put a SKU number on. So I'm going to say well over 300 bags I've made this year alone. That's insane. Bags of various sizes, pouches, zippered drawstring. Yeah, all that stuff. So I've been quite busy this year. Let's see. I want to talk about some like Quilt Alone kind of things. Planning on participating in this year. I talked about at least one of these when I was talking about my clubs I'm participating in this past Thursday. It was the Murder Mystery Quilt from Whip Stitch. Oh, I can't talk all of a sudden. That is $9 a month, but you get a chapter from a murder mystery that's written specifically for that club. And then you get all instructions to cut out and make your block. And then there's a Facebook group you can participate in, and you get a chance to guess who you think the culprit is, for a chance to win prizes. So it's quite fun. I've done it. I showed one finished quilt top and one that I never finished. I skipped last year and I did it the 2 years before. So I really enjoy it. So I'll try to remember to put another link down below for y'all. I used to do, and I may do that. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. But I would do, like, you get a link to my blog, to a page that has all the links and information about what I talk to you about on these podcasts, because you can get quite crazy with the links down below sometimes. So I'll have to see how many links I got before I decide which way I'm going to go with that. So, another Quilt Alone that's happening that I probably won't participate in, but I wanted to tell y'all about, is the Fat Quarter Shop's Bloomtopia. They do a Quilt Alone each year that benefits a charity. I've participated once before. The quilt top's up there somewhere. I'm not going to get it out right now, but this year they're, I think it's, you can purchase a kit, and maybe I don't know, I think the year I did it, it was free blocks, but you were encouraged to make a donation each month if you wanted to. So I think I did that when it was I can't remember the name of it. Anyway, this year they're doing Make-A-Wish that will benefit Central and South Texas. That's where the donations will go. So I'll put a link to that down below. Fat Quarter Shop is one of my affiliates, so it will be an affiliate link. Something I want to do, Persimmon Dreams, Kim Lapasek, I don't know. I hope I said that right. She does several quilty challenges throughout the year. She has a Scrappy Non Patch challenge going on, which I am definitely going to participate in because I have lots of scraps that I need to use up. And you can make the non patch whatever size you want it to be, whatever size scraps you want to use. So you just make them and post them every month or whatever you finish. I'll put a link so you can know what the exact details are. And then she also does something called project quilting. And that's where you make a quilt in a week. They have a challenge. They have like a theme or whatever that you're supposed to fit. And it has to be quilted. It has to be, have a top, bottom, and batting layer. Okay? Which there's no way on earth I could finish like a full-size quilt in a week to fit a theme, but it's perfect for mini quilts, which also helps use up scraps. So I've watched it for several years now and wanted to participate and never managed to do so. So hopefully this is the year that I actually make something for the challenge. Yeah, I think, yeah, that's all I have on my list for Fabric Obsessed. So a little bit of a short section. Now, I have quite a bit of a pile of stuff on my sewing table over there. I'm going to pop in a picture right here. And you can see it in case you didn't miss my blog post. That is a pile of sewing I plan on getting through before the end of this month. Some of it is clothing that is in the various states of being sewn that I need to finish. Some of it is bag stuff. So that is something I plan on finishing before the end of the month. I did order some fabric at the beginning of the year. It was just 2 yards of fabric. It was a knit fabric. It is a cotton and steel print. It has octopus on it, y'all. I love an octopus print. And it was on a sale I could not resist for this knit fabric. That fabric retails usually for, I think I got it for $8.50 a yard. It retails for like $17 or something a yard typically. So I couldn't resist it. So I did get that. So other than that, I have not purchased any fabric. The only fabric club I have coming in, which I talked about before, is the quilt, the puzzle mystery quilt from Cotton Cuts, which actually started last year, so it's continuing on through some part of this year. I was gonna do one of their other clubs, but I decided against it after I saw all my fat quarters. I decided just to do the crafty clubs on Etsy, so I won't be having any other fabric clubs. I will have the quilt kind of things I'll be doing, like the murder mystery quilt and then the Cotton Cuts quilt. So I need to get that caught up as well because I don't want to be behind. I'm already behind on it. And then whenever the murder mystery block first comes out, I plan on going ahead and do that so I don't get behind. So I'll share those with you in future podcasts as I get them done. Let me think for just a second. Is there anything else I want to tell y'all in Fabric Obsessed? I really don't think so. I've been asking for tutorial ideas, right? For tutorials to do this year. Someone asked me about doing a box bottom bag tutorial. Now I have a tutorial on here. Again, I'll try to link it. I will link it down below for making a smaller maker bag. I did the whole tutorial where you cut out the box bottom and different things like that and sewing it together. I even made a mistake in the video. I cut something the wrong size and had to fix things. So you get to see that. So I do have a tutorial like that. I also asked about doing a zippered pouch. Now, I don't have one where I make the whole pouch, but I do have a tutorial where I put in a zipper. So I will link that down below as well. Now, if you want to see more stuff about sewing bags, I can do tutorials on that, but I will not be giving you measurements for things, okay? Because that is my personal measurements for my shop, okay? What I'll do is about construction, okay? I don't mind doing that. I just won't give you measurements for things, right? I'll talk a little bit about how you determine measurements for bags. You know, that's a thing that you kind of have to decide yourself, and took me some planning to do, so I won't be sharing that, but I will share things about construction. I don't mind doing that. Now, and I also had someone, I had mentioned about me making a dress. I do plan on having more clothes sewing tutorials coming up. I do sew clothing. I have for quite some time. Hold on just a second. Okay, sorry about that. I seriously had to yawn, the biggest yawn. And I needed something else to drink because my coffee cup was empty. My throat was getting very dry, so I had to go fill me up some water. I haven't talked for this long of a period in quite some time, so. Where was I? I was talking about sewing clothing, okay? I sewed my own wedding dress, which I showed on here once before. I'm trying to remember, did I do that as a separate video or as part of some podcast? I can't remember. But I have sewn a wedding dress for someone else, and I have done alterations. I wouldn't consider myself an expert, only because I think I have more things to learn, right? But I have sewn quite a bit of things. As far as garments go, I made my son's suit for his prom. I used to make all his costumes. I make clothes. I would like to have a more me-made wardrobe, whereas if I sew it or if I crochet or knit it, I would like for it to be mostly me-made. So that's another goal for me this year. Yeah, so I can do more tutorials for clothes sewing. This person had asked about learning to make a dress. Now, what it will be about, again, is the construction. Because with patterns, you pay for the patterns. So you can't do things that would give away pattern information, if that makes any sense. I can do things that will show you how to cut out a pattern, or if you get PDF patterns, how to tape them together and do that. A good way to lay out your fabrics, to cut fabric or cut patterns out, construction of the garment, as I said before. So things like that I can do. Now, some of those people that you see doing sewing, like they will walk you through like a simplicity pattern, sew along. They are sponsored by those companies, so they're allowed to do that. And a lot of them make patterns for the company, so they certainly can do that. I don't make clothing patterns. I don't sew clothing for other people other than family. Occasionally I have done that. I've made prom dresses for family members. I've made stuff for my son, of course, and for me and my husband. My mother I've made garments for. I just don't do that publicly because sewing garments requires measuring people, which is quite a personal thing to do, and I don't enjoy doing that. So, yeah. Anyway, I will be doing more of that here and on the blog. If there's something specific you're wanting to know how to do, like inserting a pocket or doing a welt pocket or zippers in garments and things like that, just let me know. Yeah, so I think that's it for Fabric Obsessed. This thing's gonna be like extremely long today. like I said in the beginning, it would. So, I think we can move on now. That's what I think. Okay, time for DIY and thrifty fun. Now, what I'm going to do in this segment is talk about some projects or some things I'm planning on doing stuff for the year. Okay, I don't know when these will happen, but just stuff I have plans to do this year. Okay. Now, when I say DIY, I'm talking about any other type of crafty project that does not necessarily involve sewing or yarn, knitting, crochet things. Now, sometimes my DIY projects will incorporate the fabric and the yarn in them, but I still consider them a DIY project. So, one of the first things, I have this lampshade frame I thrifted. I think I paid $1 or $2 for this. It's quite large, actually. How fun would this be as my thumbnail? We'll see if that happens. Anyway, so my plan is to make a crocheted shade onto this. I've seen them on Pinterest. You kind of have to decide on a design and do panels. I may do a sort of a sampler panels with different patterns in one color, or I don't know yet, but that's my plan for this, is to crochet. When you make it, you typically join it to the bars of the frame. So I have a shade in there, and I didn't grab it, so I'm not gonna go grab it now, but I made a lamp shade, and then I made a whole lamp eventually, because I had another one of these frames. It was smaller, and I used my selvage edges from sewing to cover it, like a woven covering of it. And then I found this humongous pickle jar, glass pickle jar full of wooden spools, and I turned everything into a lamp. So I'll pop in a picture right here, so you can check that out if you want to. I did a blog post, 2 blog posts on each one. So if you want to check that out, you can. But this will be something that I'll probably post bits about as I do it, because it's not something I want to I may film little bits and then put a compilation together or something like that. But this is something I plan on doing this year. I also, and I've shown you this before, I have this whole box of little wooden crates that I got from the Dollar Tree. There's 24 in here. I'm going to be making this into some kind of storage unit, which I may do for my Pinterest challenge this month, which is on the 21st, because it's themed based this year and it's organization. So possibility. I just have to see if I have a pin that's related to that. You are supposed to do for a pin that you've been saving and actually make it or be inspired by. So I'm pretty sure I've seen some things with crates, although not mini crates. So that may be coming up this month. Now, some other things I want to do this year. Wood burning. I have a wood burning kit my dad gave me. I have done some things in the past, but I like to do more things with it, and just using a wood burning tool. So that's something I'll be doing some DIYs on. I have all these fabulous fabric markers. I actually had bought this set a while back, and then I got this set from my parents for Christmas because it was on my Amazon wish list, and I forgot to take it off because I already had these, but that's okay. Now I have 2 different varieties to test out, possibly a review upon these. I have some ideas about what I want to do with them, so I'm looking forward to trying those out. Fabric markers. I have used the fabric paint before, but I've never used the fabric markers. So I have this set, which I bought last year that I never got to use. This is a quilling set. Just dump it out, Christy. Quilling is where you take the strips of paper and you make the different shapes and maybe make a whole pattern or picture. I bought this set off of Amazon. It has everything in it. It has a little fine tipped glue thing. It has packs of paper in various colors. Let's see, it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 packs of paper. It has these nice little snippy scissors, and it has quilling tools, tweezers. This is like a curling coach is what it's called for curling. It's got this little paper ruler in it. Pins, which you got to use to hold your thing till it dries. It has this other shape corkboard template, and it has instructions, and then it has 2 projects to do in it. This one you make a skirt onto the lady, and then this one is a peacock that you do. So I will be doing these 2 projects so I can learn more about quilling, and then I will do a review video about it. So, and then hopefully I'll do some more projects because it looks like fun. I will be doing more other paper projects. I have a lot of scrapbooking supplies as well. So that's something that I'll be doing as well. I also have these fabulous, these are pieces of rusty looking metal. That's basically what it is. They are tin. Is it tin? Yeah. Rusted tin look sheets. I picked these up at the Crafty estate sale that I found this past year. So I want to do some more things with this. I have done things with sheet metal in the past. I did make a leaf out of some old tin that I found. I was inspired by some things I saw at a craft show. That is a blog post. And I feel like I did a tin heart one Valentine's Day where I actually poked holes in it and kind of stitched on it with embroidery floss. So yeah, I've done some things with tin in the past as well. I've done a lot of things DIY. So if you haven't checked out my blog yet, maybe you should go check it out. You might find some fun things to do. There are some other free crochet patterns on there. I need to work on getting a spot that's specifically for free patterns, because right now you'd have to go under crochet and then just scroll until you find the patterns. There's several on there. I do plan on doing more crochet patterns coming up, but DIY, I did, when I first started my blog, I did more DIY stuff. And then it just leaned more towards the fiber arts, and then it you know, I love doing all of it, so I don't want to let anything go. So there's quite a bit of fun DIY projects on there. I like to deconstruct things and make new things out of them. I like to try all the stuff. I hope y'all can't hear my stomach growling. Yeah, I just find it fun to do those kind of things. I do like to combine all the stuff and make things. I think that's fun as well. So yeah, I'm looking forward to a happy making new year. I want to make all the things and get back to the making and the hands-on stuff beyond the sewing of the bags and the and other things. I just, yeah, I love doing all the things. So those are my DIY thrifty fun plans for the year. And in conclusion, I forgot to show y'all a late Christmas gift that I received. I think she messaged me on Instagram and said that she didn't have the correct postage on. She got a lot of stuff returned to her because she didn't have the correct postage on it, so she had to resend it, and that's fine. But check out these awesome stamps on this. It's got Sally Ride on it. Those are I'm gonna keep those stamps. I just think they're the neatest. I haven't seen those. Yeah. So this is from Tara Lynn. And she does have a YouTube channel, but I think she mostly posts little short videos of her dog playing. I think she does have a few other things on there. I haven't checked in a little bit, but she's also on Instagram, and she has guinea pigs, and she's got like a little house or a little world thing for them to play in, and it's really neat. So I will put her links down below. But she sent me she sent me a Christmas card. It's very cute. And had a very sweet message inside, which is for me. And then she sent me these sparkly snowflake stickers. They're very sparkly. And she sent me this little crocheted bag. It was tied in a nice little bow. I untied it, but there's stuff inside. If I can get my fat finger down in there. There's another bag in there. It's a bag within a bag within a bag. But there's some stitch markers in here. These are cute. They have a double star and a snowman. Come on. Focus. There you go. And it has this cute handmade with love on the back. This one also has that sticker, but it has it's turned around backwards. I didn't want to take them out. I guess I should take them out and stop fiddling with them. So it's this this little tassel with a tree on it. And then this one is actually a safety pin. I'm all out of the camera. With some red and green beads and a wreath on it. And then this one just says love, and it has a present on it, which has a bow on one side if it'll turn around. Anyway, so that's what was in the package. I don't think she has an Etsy shop, but I'll have to check and see. If she does, I'll link it down below. So this is from Tara. Thank you very much, Tara Lynn. I want to make sure I say that. You may not go by Tara. So, thank you very much for that. I really appreciate it. Although you're supposed to be just sending a card. So, yeah. That was, when did I got that? I don't know. There was one day this week when it was raining that I didn't go get the mail because it was raining so hard, and I just said I'm not going down there to get the mail, so I didn't. And then when I come home from the store yesterday, I stopped and picked up stuff in the mailbox, which must have been from the day before, because then I also had stuff on the table when I got in that they had brought to the door, because I had a big box from Amazon, which was just bags for the shop. Nothing exciting. But, yeah. All right. I think that's enough. Oh my goodness. This is going to be so long. I may have to do 2 parts. We'll see what I wind up doing. Yeah. So those are my plans basically for the year. What I've got going on this month. I'd love to hear from y'all what y'all are doing down in the comments section. I love reading the comments. I did want to say that I am going to make it a point on Friday mornings to answer comments because I don't have a morning class on Friday mornings typically, so that I can keep caught up with it. I think that I went back and hearted everything, and I have gone back. I think I caught up with a week's worth of comments, so I don't think I'll be going back further unless I have the extra time. But from now on, I will be trying to go ahead and do the little heart for the comment as soon as I see it, and then just take that one day to answer comments. And YouTube and Instagram I can do a little easier because it's on my phone. But and Facebook group and everything like that, because Friday is when I'm planning on posting, updating my goals for the month so y'all can see my progress, because I did not share hardly anything in the group last year except for when I pulled a winner and to announce the next challenge, and I'd like to really be better about posting in my own group. But I have some lovely people in there who are wonderful commenters on other people's makes, and I really appreciate that. I appreciate your supportiveness of each other. I love seeing when other makers connect and they share crafty gifts with each other. That is exactly what I had hoped when I created that group, is for people to connect with other makers. So I love seeing that in there. So, yeah, I'm going to go before I keep rambling on. And I want to remind you all to have a life lived creatively. I will see y'all next week. Bye.